I am determined to make video games, and I make video games because I can.
We started thinking about the film in January 2010, and we started doing a little bit of shooting in March.
It's the sum total of every expressive medium of all times made interactive. Like, how is that not? It's awesome.
The whole film took about 18 months to complete.
My whole career has been me trying to find new ways to communicate with people.
When we started filming, we actually filmed as many people as possible. So we got about 20 stories from developers, but as we were going through that process, we ended up spending more time with the creator of Fez, Phil Fish.
When they asked me if I wanted to be part of the movie, the assumption was that it was going to be just a little part of this bigger movie that was going to have all these people in it, like all these talking heads.
It ended up being more about Super Meat Boy and Fez.
It's kind of funny looking at Meat Boy and Fez side to side because, you know, they're both kind of retro pixel art, inspired by Mario and all that stuff. They couldn't be more on different ends of the same spectrum. After we shot the first interview, a few months later, they wrote to me to say, oh, hey, it turns out it's just going to be you, Team Meat, and John Blow. And that's kind of when it got really, really surreal.
If you can't get the work done, then the past 2 years are basically worth nothing. No pressure.
All the kind of most stressful parts of this movie, on paper, started out as like moments of triumph. We thought we were going to show up at this point in their lives and it was going to be a moment of triumph. And then it turns out to be kind of the exact opposite. It turns out to be really, really stressful and really, really dramatic.
All you've been doing for 4 years is look at this, like this close. Like, you can't see anything else. You don't even see the mistakes in it anymore.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple times where I was freaking out about stuff so much that I was afraid to end up on camera and say something stupid or just come off terribly. But at some point, you know, you commit to a thing like that, you can't back out of it. Like when you're in the thick of it, you know, they had traveled all the way to PAX to follow me around. I felt like I couldn't tell them like, no, not now. I had to be open with them all the time.
We were anxious too, and we really wanted the audience to feel that anxiety, what it is like to go through that creative process, to go through going towards release.
When you're sitting there kind of behind the camera and you're watching this go down, it's hard not to feel for them, and you kind of get really invested in their stories and you root for them and you feel for them.
I'm on the line, me, like my name, my career. If this fails, like, I don't think I'll work in games again.
That period of my life was really one of the worst ever.
I think it was kind of difficult to see people go through big disappointments.
And having to watch myself go through that stuff is not fun.
You see some disappointments, you see some lows, but we also were really fortunate to be part of some highs, some really joyful moments in people's lives.
Not a lot of people realize how difficult it is to make video games, and I think this movie is gonna do a lot for that.